videos and writing my opinions about bikes every day.
How old are you?
42. But I started the website and stuff when I was like 22 when I first moved to New York City. And then
Wait, you started a website when you were 22?
Yeah, well, but it was just like a blog. But then like it kind of just quickly became like kind of the biggest blog in my little world of like BMX bikes, which I don't know if you have any familiarity with that. Sometimes you gotta explain.
I had a BMX bike,
yeah,
but I did no tricks.
Yeah.
I had the nice pegs and all that stuff, but nothing.
I was a weird exception to the rule because it's like BMX riding, by the time you're 18, everybody that you know will quit riding BMX bikes just because it's kind of like not that popular to continue it on into adulthood. But with me, I was never that good at it, but was just like obsessed with the culture around it. And I really thought I was going to be like a filmer. And then, you know, I just kind of like got a bunch of injuries and stuff. I was just spending a lot of time on the computer. And at some point, I just kind of decided like, oh, I'm going to start this blog. Because I was looking at all these rap blogs that were like posting about rap music on a day-to-day basis. And so I did that for 10 years. Then when I was in my early 30s, or I'm like 32, I kind of like pivoted out of doing content with BMX riders, started to do content with rappers, and then that kind of just took over.
What like grabbed your attention? Like, what was your home like? Like, what made you like, oh, I'm gonna do a website and go to BMX and go to mom and dad?
I think like my parents like really are two of the most normal people you'll ever meet. They're just like regular old East Coast, you know, working class people. Well, I did have a little bit of chaos in my house. Like, I just like got in trouble so much in school that like at a certain point my dad starts beating the shit out of me and like kind of creates like a hostile home environment. My sister is like 3 years younger than me, and she's kind of going through just being a kid too. And it was just kind of my family life was a little all over the place around the time that I got into BMX, and like all of a sudden I've got all these friends who are like older than me. They know what's going on. They know what's going on with girls. They know what's going on with partying. They know, like, they just understand this whole bike riding thing. And then meanwhile, I'm also getting obsessed with like the magazines and the videos and the whole culture around it, finding out about so much music through this subculture and everything like that. And the bike itself really acted like as this way for me to sort of like escape my home life, and all of a sudden I'm like out riding with these dudes until 3-4 in the morning every day, and it definitely took a toll on like my school life and like my normal life, but it just was also this like freedom away from like everything that I kind of wanted to escape at home.
Did you, forgive me if I got this wrong, but in the beginning when you were describing your mom and dad, one of them was a social worker?
My dad was a social worker, yeah.
Doesn't that mean like they check on the kids?
Not in his case. He was actually like more like they're building an old folks home, and he's just like one of the guys tasked with kind of like dealing with the intricacies of like where they're getting the funding for this old folks home or the soup kitchen or whatever, like any kind of like government program or like you know, thing that the government was doing where we were growing up. He just kind of landed in doing that sort of work.
And then how many siblings? One
sister, 3 years younger than me. Yeah.
Any relationships with the family members now?
Yeah, my parents moved to like Santa Clarita a couple years back because they wanted to be around my kid and everything, and then my sister and I were still real tight.
Awesome. And she out here too?
Yeah, Santa Clarita.
What does she do?
She's like a therapist.
Nice.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So I'm glad I got to know your background, just because I know you so well from online. I know you're part of the hip hop culture and all. When did you start your like podcasting? So your website is blowing up in your world, and you want to get away from the BMXing.
Yeah, I've been doing the BMX website for like 10 years, and like towards the end of that time period, as I'm approaching like my early 30s and stuff, I'm kind of thinking like, oh, I want to do something more than just running this blog. Like even at that time, blogs were just kind of becoming less and less of a thing, and everything was sort of shifting to social media. This is like 2011, 2012. And I'm kind of realizing like, oh, everything is just going to be social media, like Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. This is everything now. And so I remember I went to Barcelona on a BMX trip for a month and like could barely use my phone and had a ton more time to think. But then every single moment of my time that I was home, I'm listening to like Joe Rogan in like 2012. And I'm, you know, listening to like a bunch of other podcasts at the time. There wasn't that many out there, but I'm like starting to realize like, oh, this is it. Like podcasting is the future, this raw conversation between people. And the more Joe Rogan I'm listening to, the more I'm like, this is dope that he can interview like the singer of Metallica or like Lance Armstrong. But meanwhile, in my little world, I know all these people who are running like underground clothing brands that are kind of popping off, or these underground.
Get ready for the next battle. 자방과 와리다.
아. 아. 아, 나. 야. 아따.
Get ready for the next battle.
will begin this exercise by relaxing your body, relaxing your mind, and inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth. If you're sitting, you can put your hands on your lap. If you're standing, then you can stand and leave your hands relaxed on your side of the body. You will do 10 cycles of this exercise. I will begin with you to do this exercise, and if the video ends, please complete the 10 cycles. Let's begin.
이게 냉장고의 쓰레기통이야. 스트레스 그만하고 그냥 커버린 써. 무료로 주는 커버린 봉투에 음식물 등지고 다 때려넣고 문 밖에.
Hey, it's Tara Bianca with Be Light Transformative Therapy, and today I'm going to be talking about the difference between exhaling through your mouth versus exhaling through your nose. The big thing to remember is that your exhale, whether through your mouth or through your nose, more so elicits a parasympathetic nervous response in your system, as opposed to your inhale, which elicits more of a sympathetic response in your system. And the longer you can extend your exhale, the more likely you are to activate that PNS response. Also, the longer you can extend your exhale, the more you improve your CO2 tolerance, which in and of itself offers benefits that might be considered synonymous with activating your relaxation response or your parasympathetic nervous response. So through the nose or through the mouth? Exhaling through an open mouth like this tends to lead to a faster, less controlled exhale, which means less time to elicit a PNS response. And it also feeds back to your brain that you have very little tolerance for CO2, meaning you need to blow off that CO2 quickly in order to regulate and feel comfortable. This in turn can lead to a faster resting respiratory rhythm and symptoms of over-breathing. Exhaling through pressurized lips like this you can see how extended that exhale is, right? Even though it's through an open mouth, I could exhale that way forever. This style of exhale allows most people to slow down and control their exhale maximally, receiving those benefits that I mentioned earlier of PNS activation and also improved CO2 tolerance. So you can see the difference, right? Between number 1 and number 2. The first one is a quick release, which in some cases may feel psychologically relieving. It's sort of symbolic of letting it all go. But the second one could go on forever, as you heard. And that's where you're really going to get those physiological benefits. And then exhaling through the nose is always great, but especially if you're able to do it in that same slow and controlled manner as through pressurized lips. I leave this up to your personal preference. Some people may feel that they can exhale more slowly and with greater control through pressurized lips, while others may feel that they have optimal control when exhaling through their nose. Experiment a little bit on your own and see what works best for you. I would be remiss in not mentioning that for about 3 years, I have guided people through an integrative breathwork technique that does have an open-mouthed component. Now you can judge me for that if you want, but the goal or the intention of this particular style of breathwork is much more psycho-emotional and psycho-spiritual in nature. And while any breathwork facilitator observing the body purely through a physiological lens might be horrified by the idea of breathing in and out through the mouth, I would feel disrespectful in denying the seemingly magical results of the teachers and facilitators who have been practicing that style of breathwork with success for decades. I also can't deny the overwhelming anecdotal evidence that I've seen in my own practice of clients experiencing radical transformation, meaning almost instantaneous resolution of deeply seated emotional and physical pain. In this style of breathwork, the open-mouthed exhale is similar to what I described earlier. It's designed to symbolically encourage the body to let go on a physical level, on an emotional level, and on a psycho-spiritual level. To let go with ease, without resistance, and without feeling the need to control every little thing, every little moment of the day. The human tendency toward attachment and holding on to stuff can be the source of great physical, emotional, and spiritual pain for many people. So for many of us then, the learning to let go can be very liberating. There is definitely a correct way to breathe for overall health, fitness, and longevity. But that does not mean that there is not also great value to be gotten.
What is the difference between exhaling from nose and exhaling from mouth? Do it. Now try to do. There's more that comes out of your mouth, especially when you're removing a lot of anxiety. Because sound removes anxiety. I was just going to say this. That's why sometimes you're angry and you go, what? What are you doing? There's anxiety. When you scream, you are actually in survival mode. You're removing some anxiety. When you're going through panic, when you go, you don't go. The first thing, then you can go into the nose. But the first thing you do this, right? And why do you do this? Actually, your body is holding whatever is here.
Round 2. Fight.
Shine, baby.
아이고.
Sound like it, right? You've been very
Round 4. Fight.
It's getting hot. wrong system. I'll make you regret choosing Nina as my replacement.
Round one. Fight.
It's getting hot. Yeah. Want this?
Round two. Fight.
Right, take this. It's getting hot. Yeah. Want this? Bye-bye.
Round three. Fight.
See you. It's getting hot. Bye-bye. Take this. See you.
Round four. Fight.
It's getting hot. Bye-bye.
아, 진짜.
Do you finally see that you picked the wrong system?
Get ready for the next battle. Get ready for the next battle. Round one. Fight.
Ah, low curry.
Round 2. Fight.
Ah. Ah.
Round 3. Fight.
GG. Gonna go eat.
Ashley's gonna end the stream.